Okay, as we enter a whole new day in trade, let's take a look at the global cues from last night, particularly how the US wound up and how Asia is performing this morning. Now, if we want to look at the Dow was up 0.5% yesterday. The S&P also gained 0.5%, and the Nasdaq Big Tech was up 0.2%. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi hinted at progress in the US stimulus negotiations, and that's perhaps what drew a life of breath for the markets. In terms of individual stocks, Intel, spooking chip makers, fell more than 9% post a weak quarter. Gilead Sciences gained 7.1% on vaccine advancement news. Dow futures this morning are currently trending negatively, 30 points down for them. S&P futures were also down 0.1%, and Nasdaq futures were also down 0.1%. So a bit of a muted situation coming out of the US market. Let's remember the US presidential debate, the final one at that, is currently on. So that's also going to affect the sentiment a little bit in the US as they come to the end of their day there. And let's see how Nifty reacts to all this information. Now, Asia stocks are mixed today. The Nikkei in Japan rose 0.2% in early trade. The Topix index added 0.22% in early trade. The Kospi gained 0.21% in early trade, and the S&P ASX 200 slipped 0.21% in early trade. So even over here in Asia, semiconductor stocks slipped post these weak Q2 Intel numbers. Now, European stocks closed down by 0.2% yesterday. Most of your major bourses ended the day in negative territory. However, your sectors showed a relatively mixed picture. So tech stocks shed 1.1% to lead the losses. Travel and leisure stocks gained 1.5%. So that was a little interesting converse action seen in the EU market. Two commodities that we always do a check on, oil and gold. Now, Brent crude futures were up 2.18% at $42.64 per barrel. So that's quite a healthy gain for them overnight. WTI crude futures were up 1.4% or $40.64 per barrel. So again, defending $40. Both contracts had fallen more than 3% on Wednesday. So what we saw yesterday was a sharp recovery, and that's appreciated by the market. Coming to gold, acting as less of a safe haven yesterday, spot gold actually fell 1.1% to $1,903 per ounce. So again, we're coming back to $1,900. Who knows, we may even breach it. Then you have US gold futures settling down 1.3% to $1,904 per ounce. So far away from the highs that we've seen, they seem to be quite stagnant to flat and not too much of a marked improvement coming in for the precious haven metals, although things like copper, aluminum are all making significantly newer highs as of late. So that's the global roundup. On the back of all this, I'd say it's a mixed handover. The US markets held out well, but futures are currently negative. Asia is a bit mixed. So let's see, could be an interesting day for Nifty and obviously interesting close to the week.